Hello everybody, my name is Andrew. Welcome to the Coca-Cola Superspeedway for the Coca-Cola 600. We are live here from Massachusetts at this 3-mile superspeedway, getting ready for the third round of the DRL Summer Series. I'm joined alongside by my brother and co-commentator Logan. Logan, anything to say about this race?
This race, the longest one of the season. We're going to run 40 laps around this 3-mile behemoth of a track. The corners are banked up 36 degrees, and this is just, this track is the definition of massive, and that's why it's here in the great United States of America, because we love everything bigger and better here, even though it's not in Texas. Starting from the pole today will be that 31 car of Angel Gutierrez in the new line colors, the black, white, and red. And taking a look at the points after the first 2 rounds of this Summer Series season, Bradley Ream on top with 73 points to his name after being on the podium for both races so far, including winning our last race at Darlington just a couple weeks ago. Second, Zachary Fitzwater 9 points behind in the number 5 car. David Dawn in the 9 and one of the Coca-Cola entries runs 15 points behind. Titan Nicholas in the 34 is 22 points behind, and Annie Thomas, our Daytona winner in that 26 car, will start today's race 28 points behind. So Bradley Ream building up a pretty big gap, but we'll get ready to fire these engines and set foot onto the Coca-Cola Superspeedway as we're ready to get rolling here. And so the engines all fire here, the roar of the engines and the crowd mixed into one noise here as we are rolling from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. And as we said, Angel Gutierrez in that 31 Newlawn machine starting from the pole in today's race. Qualifying won't mean too much here. They'll be passing all day long, but just, a simple shout out for Gutierrez here. His first pole of the season and his first pole in the DRL. Starting alongside him, Maxie Chilton in that number 4 SCT Logistics Camaro. Then in the 3rd spot, rolling off, that will be Samet Oskin in the 99. And Ryder Hunter starts from the 4th spot in the number 56 Trady car. In the 5th position, we've got Reggie Fogelman in the 20. And alongside him on row number 3 will be Will Parrish in that 2 car. Starting in the 7th spot, our Daytona DRL 500 winner, Annie Thomas, in the 26, trying to bounce back after a rough race at Darlington. And alongside her will be the 88 of Caleb Rose in the first of the 888 Red Bull entries. He has had a rough start to the year as well as this man. Kagami Owoye starting 9th. Dead last in points with only 5 points to his name after 2 races. We'll see if he can improve on that here today in the draft. And starting 10th in 10th place, Nathan Stapleton, who was all set to go and win that Darlington, was dominating that race, but his engine blew up from the lead. We'll have to see if the 97 can get back up front here and after 40 laps here at Coca-Cola.
The pace car is going to peel down into the pit lane as our field in doubles rolls to the restart zone to take the green flag. And we are racing here from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway.
Off of turn number 4 on the first lap, it's going to be Angel Gutierrez holding on to the lead in that 31 car. Behind him, the 99 of Samet Oskin, the Super Speed. And making a move for second now, Reggie Fogelman in the number 20 Chevrolet Camaro. To the inside for second, he's going to try and pull up to Angel Gutierrez. And you see, these guys are going really fast around this track here at Coca-Cola. We get speeds of upwards of 240 miles an hour at the end of the straights. if their runs don't stall out. But it is insane here. This track is unique and it's like no other. Here comes Reggie Fogelman for the lead now in that 20 car. We're going to be seeing this a lot today, guys, on that inside lane. Then we got the 6 of Brian Webb up here as well in the top 5, and it looks like the 8 of Derek Alexander here making moves up front, but right now Reggie Fogelman leads early in lap number 3.
Fogelman has that outside line rolling very nicely. No one's really raveling it on the inside just yet. It's Fogelman with another advantage on the backstretch. Can we see a run here? Not quite, but here comes the inside lane with a bit of a run.
Here comes Angel Gutierrez. Can he make that stick, or will it stall? It looks like he's still got a bumper to the inside, and 31 cycles right back here in turns 3 and 4, and we're almost 4 wide behind him. Ryan Durrani fading back really quickly in that 55 Castrol car, but they all keep it clean for now. We don't see too many accidents here, but we will end up seeing some, I would believe, considering the amount of time that this race is going to take. We'll just have to see how impatient these drivers might get. Angel Gutierrez holding strong now from the pole in the 31 car, but here comes the 6. That's Brian Webb in the Ken Block Tribute Scheme, and Gutierrez's teammate Matt Harper in the 23 as well.
Your points leader, Bradley Ream, coming up on the inside lane, challenging for the 3rd position. He is going to get a bit of help from that inside lane. The Pizza Hut car of Dylan Matthews. They are going to just edge out for 2nd place as we go to the pace car. Byron Webb will lead lap number 4.
And Brian Webb out front by a car length or 2 almost now, as that pack's going to suck him right back in. Bradley Ream on that inside lane looking to take 2nd now. The 2 Nulon cars up top. It's Gutierrez and Matt Harper. And here comes Zachary Fitzwater, not too far behind Ream as they're 4 wide off the corner here. Look at this. Dylan Cunningham. I see Riley Sampson up there in the 18, as well as the 2 Walkinshaw teammates of Will Parrish and Owen Miles here. They keep it clean off of turn number 2, but that was close quarters. Sampson fades back on that outside lane now. But we keep it. Oh, contact there. Maxie Chilton and Dylan Cunningham. As Cunningham's teammate takes the lead and they went on the apron, that's going to split this pack up. We'll have to see if that has a big effect on them. But that's a big gap now heading into turn number 1. And hopefully they don't lose the draft. Oh boy, looks like we got a car that might have been up in the wall. I believe that is the 31 of Gutierrez, or otherwise it's Matt Harper, but up back to the front, it's going to be now Bradley Ream continuing to lead, and Zachary Fitzwater in 2nd here. Dylan Matthews running in the 3rd spot now, but the top 2 in points are up front. Here at Coca-Cola on lap number 6. Can Fitzwater make a move here?
Wasn't really expecting these drivers to be so aggressive toward the beginning of the race, but we are seeing moves, dive bombs, and everything else in between. We have a move with the race lead. Zachary Fitzwater sends one to the inside of Ream into turn number 1. Both have no help from behind, which means that Fitzwater will clear on the inside, and he will take a commanding lead down the back stretch as Ream gets pulled into clutches of the rest of the front pack.
And so that will be the number 5 of Zachary Fitzwater rocketing to the lead here on lap number 7. Here comes the truck assist machine, number 34, Titan Nicholas, and Matt Harper in the 23 as well. We saw his teammate get almost slapping the wall up there as Gutierrez from the pole, but Harper making a show out of this race for the 2 Nulon cars, number 23 pushing number 34. Here comes Titan Nicholas to the lead in turn number 1.
Nicholas with a bit of help from Harper from behind. They're going to easily pass Fitzwater on the inside. And, but Titan Nicholas is going to leave Harper after dry. That's going to leave him a chance for the race lead going into 3, but he'll slide into line. Smart decision. Now Fitzwater sending one down.
Harper's run stalled out. That's going to cost him dearly. Here comes Fitzwater and Kagami Owoye in the other truck assist car, in the number 35, Ryder Hunter running back up into the top 5 as well after starting there and fading back. This pack has pretty much formed right back together, which is a good thing to see. No one off the pace here, which is a good thing. Looks like we've got that is Annie Thomas and Angel Gutierrez in the back. 2 drivers that started top 10, and it shows you just how quickly things rotate here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. The draft makes such a wild card factor here. Anyone can still win this race. We're already 9 laps in, 27 miles in, and more movement back behind here. Lots of drivers having their runs stall out on the inside lane with no help because the straightaways are just so long. And Titan Nicholas, that's what helping him keep the lead over Fitzwater right now.
Two Truck Assist teammates up here in the top 3, and the Red Bull teammates are also right behind them. This will be interesting if it comes down to that. Not that teams actually matter in this series, but a bit funny to see. Nicholas still holds an advantage through lap number 10. It's Fitzwater trying to follow behind, losing a bit of time into that corner, messed up a little bit on entry. And now we have a challenger from Byron Webb and one of our 2 Red Bull machines.
Ryan Webb taking it way down 3 wide here. Not going to get enough of a run to make it work, but he's going to fall back in line. Behind, I believe this is the 88 of Caleb Rose here who gets stuck on that outside lane. Brian Webb up to the 3rd spot. Here comes Ryder Hunter in the tradie car. And that Ford Mustang number 56 down to the inside for 4th. And Brian Webb continuing to make moves. Here he goes on Fitzy for 2nd.
Byron Webb making all the moves this race. He sends one down to the inside. He is going to pull right to the back bumper of Titan Nicholas. And he looks to make a move on the backstretch, potentially. Doesn't quite have the run yet, but you can expect to see it. He is driving very aggressively early in this race.
And Webb is indeed driving aggressively. He's made his way right up to the front immediately, and he is still sticking around here. Some new guys coming up toward the front, though. The 14 of Skylar Taylor, who won the pole at Daytona. The 97 of Nathan Stapleton here. I believe this is the 97, the 888 car. And then one of the Coca-Cola cars, I believe this is Samet Ozkan, who just fell back a little bit in the Erebus machine. But he's going to catch Fitzwater. Skylar Taylor, a new face up front. But right now, still Titan Nicholas leading the way. He's had this lead for a couple laps. Will Brian Webb be the one to try and break him up out of the lead? Stapleton close behind now as well. Stapleton with a big run off of turn 2, but no one's behind him. He'll fall back into line. This is all on Webb now. Can he make the move into turn number 3? No. Nicholas is just going to keep him stuck down on that inside lane. Great defensive driving from Nicholas here in the lead. He's got to be stuck in his mirror the whole time, but it's working for him so far. Lap number 12, now 13 here at Coca-Cola.
Brian Webb, as I failed to pronounce last time, is still right behind Nicholas as we see move from Skylar Taylor to the inside for the 2nd position. He is going to clear. He has help from behind with that tradie car that we've been talking about so much this race. Nicholas still manages to hold that advantage, but how much longer can it last here as this pack is getting closer and closer together up front?
And it's now 5 cars right in the line here. Skylar Taylor, the next one up to try and challenge Titan Nicholas for this lead here. Taylor in the pink and blue lightning themed car. It's a Middy's Electrical sponsored, but here he goes to the inside. The number 14 down low looking for the lead on lap number 14. Skylar Taylor going to take it away in turn number 1. Ryder Hunter follows close behind in the 56. And more movement inside the top 5. Nathan Stapleton, Zachary Fitzwater. Maxie Chilton coming back inside the top 10, as well as Owen Miles in the 25, who almost crashed earlier in this race when he was 4 wide. Starting to make his name known up front. But Skylar Taylor to the race lead for the first time. How long is that going to last? Here comes Hunter.
Hunter with a clean move to the inside. No one has help from behind. Titan Nicholas still not quite there. We're going to see a very interesting choice. He's not going to help either lanes. He's going to go to the very inside of both of them, potentially making a 3 wide into
What a run for the Nicholas car.
3 wide into 1 for the race lead. And Skylar Taylor's run just has stalled out completely.
Nicholas going straight back to the race lead in a huge move. That car is a rocket ship clearly today, and he has got to be having a lot of fun out there. The Indianapolis winner from last year. Titan Nicholas in the 34 car. Still continuing to lead here. Now he's got Nathan Stapleton right behind him, who arguably should have won that Darlington race last week. Or, a couple weeks ago, last time out. Ryder Hunter is up here. Maxie Chilton. Both of them have not been up front really all year. Neither is Owen Miles in this 25 car. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see one of those new guys come up to win this race here. Owen Miles, not new by any means, but hasn't been running well so far this year. We'll see if any of these guys can make up for that. Still, Nicholas, though, 3rd in the points. continuing to lead. Lap number 16 now. We're still not quite halfway, and these guys have all kept it clean, and they're racing hard no matter what. Take a look at the back of the field. Ryan Durrani stuck back here in the 55. Derek Alexander in the 8. Both of these guys were up front at some point during Daytona, but a shame to see them back there. And I believe that is the, is this the 26 of Andy Thomas? I believe it might be. No, this is the 19 of Shakur McKenzie. We haven't seen him up front all day. Kind of been biding his time back here. Dylan Matthews is back here. Bradley Reen fell right back here, as well as Kagami Owoye and Will Parrish. They're all kind of waiting for something to happen up front, maybe, possibly. But still all Titan Nicholas out front, as now we work onto lap number 18 here. This next time by, Ryder Hunter is going to try and make him in front before that point. Here we go in the 56.
Ryder Hunter clears the race lead. He has a huge gap coming down the front stretch. The Newline car, one of the two of them. And Brian Webb, once again, back from the dead. He's over here once again. And on the very inside, second car, you can see that Fitzwater once again is back. As Titan Nicholas's run has completely stalled out on the outside, he will fall a long ways back.
Nicholas is going to fall all the way out of the top 10 here. Nathan Stapleton looking to take the lead away now in the 97, making a bonsai 3-wide move to the inside of turn number 1, with Zachary Fitzwater right behind him. And Stapleton is going to breeze past Ryder Hunter, who's got no one behind him on that outside lane. The 56 will go right back to where he was. Stapleton and Fitzy out front. We saw them both very strong at Darlington, but here as well, here comes Skylar Taylor and the 9 of David Dawn. Was really good at Daytona until he crashed out. Not pretty much a no-show at Darlington last time out, but he's up front here once again on another super speedway, and he's found his way 3 wide for second. Here comes David Dawn in the number 9.
What a daring move by Dawn. Beautiful send to the inside. He is going to get up to the second position, chasing down our race leader. He might make a move into 3, and he does. Does he get help from Skylar Taylor? Yes, he does. Everything going great for David Dawn at the moment as we near lap number 20.
And this lead is trading hands as much as Pokemon cards with a bunch of 10-year-olds do. Now we got David Dawn out front in the number 9 here, as it'll be halfway next time by at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway and the Coca-Cola 600. And making his way up front for halfway, Tanner Parton is number 3. We haven't seen much of him out all season in the Cool Drive car, that blue and white number 3 Mustang. But here he is, up to 3rd, and maybe trying to make a look for 2nd. Not quite. Here comes Riley Sampson in that 18 in the DeWalt car in Mark Winterbottom's colors. We'll have to see what he can do up front as well. He continues to try and traverse his way forward, but they got to get through Skylar Taylor and David Dawn, who's out front by 2 or 3 car lengths now as we come across for halfway here in the Coke 600.
We could have our next dominant factor here as we hit the halfway mark. David Dawn, with a sizable advantage of the field. He could be trying to do what Titan Nicholas did earlier in this race, leading plenty of laps just because he kind of felt like it. Skylar Taylor unable to close the gap. We have a 3 wide for the 3rd position.
Yeah, I'll say the field behind David Dawn is not making it any harder for him to keep the lead out there. 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Dylan Cunningham in the 17, getting up to 3rd past Riley Sampson and Tanner Parton here. But here comes Skylar Taylor for the lead now in that 14. 4 wide back here. Look at Tanner Parton way up on this outside lane. And these guys are getting really, really edgy here. Contact between the Newline car and the Penrite car of Andy Thomas. And I believe that is still Matt Harper. No, that's Angel Gutierrez in the 31. Excuse me. But Reggie Fogelman coming back up front now. Dylan Cunningham, and it's all Skylar Taylor now. Suddenly, we'll have to see how quickly he gets sucked back in, because these guys do not get away from each other here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Always some close racing, and we very nearly had an accident there, but luckily we stay clean for now.
It was looking like pinball back there in the mid-pack for a second. Skylar Taylor now with the pack closing behind him, one of our 2 Coca-Cola machines. And Webb and Fitzwater, they're all closing in on this race lead, completing 22 laps, 18 to go, as we have a move for the race lead.
Here comes Dawn, and the number 9, David Dawn to the inside, looking to go right back where he was just a couple laps ago. But here comes Brian Webb trying to push him up the corner in the same corner, pushing him up the track. And excuse me for stumbling over my words there, but Brian Webb in the number 6 to the lead here at Coca-Cola, drag racing David Dawn down the back straight, but I think he'll still be there in the corner, and that'll give him to the clean air.
2x2x2 Brian Nelson is seeing action there for a second. They also got a wreck. Webb with the sizable advantage. Is that? No, I don't think that's him. No, it is Ream in the shell car. On the outside, he's back now, but Webb leading into turn number 1 on the 24th lap.
Brian Webb looking to stabilize this field just a little bit, but they're not having any of it. 3 wide once again. Skylar Taylor, Riley Sampson, and Derek Alexander, who we just looked at in the back. He's right back up in the top 10 where he wants to be here, but not going to have enough of the run there, and he's going to fade back, fall back in line, and just follow Sampson through the corners. They pass Zachary Fitzwater in that number 5, but up front, Brian Webb leading David Dawn, and now Dylan Cunningham moves into the 3rd spot past Angel Gutierrez, who started on this pole. Skylar Taylor rounds out your top 5. Then it's Sampson Fitzwater, a battle with him and Derek Alexander, Reggie Fogelman, and Caleb Rose rounding out the top 10. Move for the lead, David Dawn coming back on lap 25.
David Dawn's the race lead, and I was right the first time. That is not Bradley Green. That is Cunningham on the inside making move on Webb for the 2nd position, as we have some jostling in the mid part of the pack. Looking a bit dicey there for a second. On lap 25 of 40, we're going to have 15 to go this time across the stripe as we have Webb sliding up the track. Almost lose it with the car behind him. Couldn't quite see who that was. But it is all David Dawn up front. 15 laps to go.
Now Skylar Taylor looking to stick around here, looking for the 2nd spot past Dylan Cunningham. Some of these guys we've seen stay up front since they got here. Skylar Taylor is one of them in that 14. As well as Zachary Fitzwater hanging around in this 5 car. Brian Webb starting to fall back a little bit. We'll have to see if he can regain his momentum, but still all David Dawn out front here. We'll have to see. Skylar Taylor's got a run. He's going to suck up to the back of the 9, and here we go to the inside. Once again, this time it's going to be Riley Sampson who capitalizes for the 2nd spot, and I think Fitzy's going to get him for 3rd. Off of turn number 4. Big loss of momentum there for David Dawn. It's going to take a lap or 2 to get it right back, but he's going to fall 3 spots in 1 lap.
And just remember, we also have Sampson now making move for the race lead. He almost got involved in an incident earlier when Maxie Chilton and another driver got loosened on the apron. He's managed to find his way up front and now to the race lead as Fitzwater now takes the 2nd position. David Dawn in attempting to take 3rd now from Skylar Taylor. And we now have a 3 wide as that new line car sends it down to the inside. He has a huge run.
Angel Gutierrez in the 31 gonna go straight to 3rd, and took him 3 wide to do it. We've seen a lot of 3 wide here up front, but they're getting crazier and crazier each time they do it. Riley Sampson out front for the first time today in the 18 car, flying the DeWalt colors. Zachary Fitzwater getting challenged by the pole sitter Gutierrez for the 2nd spot. Here comes the 31. And he's going to be right on the back bumper of the 18 of Riley Sampson here. And look at Angel Gutierrez getting the big run. Here comes David Dawn with an even bigger one, though, in the 9.
David Dawn got a huge run, 3 wide for the race lead. And he is definitely going to get it into turn number 3. That inside lane's been so strong throughout the day. I see no reason why that will be changing throughout any time in this race. Across the stripe this time by, it'll be 12 laps to go here in the Coca-Cola 600. These two have got a gap on the field.
And it's going to be Nathan Stapleton taking him down low for the lead in the 97. Stapleton back to the front. 12 laps to go here at Coca-Cola. Challenging for the 3rd spot now, Owen Miles in the 25. He's going to get past Angel Gutierrez, and now here comes Reggie Fogelman. He's way down low. No one's behind him. Miles goes back up to the line. Just like that, Gutierrez is going to try for 2nd on David Dawn. Every time one guy moves up, another moves down. And look at all of this. Look at all this jockeying for position. All of these guys through every corner. Constantly, they're side by side here. This track is so exciting to watch. And it's just going to get even better. Nathan Stapleton and 31 Angel Gutierrez pulling away from the field here. Gutierrez tried to make a move. Stapleton blocked it into turn number 1. We'll have to see if the 31 can get him back.
Stapleton having an incredible race here. Gutierrez started on pole, so we know he had speed. These two have a considerable gap on the field, just like we saw with the recent pairing before this. But these two bumper to bumper. Now going into 3, we have Gutierrez making a move to the inside, same as the 4th and 3rd position. But right now, it is all Gutierrez who's going to lead off turn number 4 and take 10 laps to go here from Coca-Cola.
And I believe this is where the race ended last year, but we've added on 10 more. And it's going to be 10 more exciting and hopefully green laps. We've been caution-free so far. And we've seen a lot of comers and goers. And one of those comers now, at the very end, Ryan Durrani in this 55 is going to make a move for 4th. As he follows Zachary Fitzwater, who goes underneath Nathan Stapleton. Durrani trying his luck down low in the 55.
Of course, Durrani makes a comeback in one of our Superspeedways. I remember his performance last season. But now he's trying to actually get up to the lead this time. He moves to the 3rd position as Fitzwater goes to the outside. Fatal mistake here. And we have pit stops.
Oh, man, I completely forgot there were going to be pit stops. Some shoving there onto the pit lane. Reggie Fogelman pushing Stapleton out of his way as a group of, I believe that's 7 cars stayed out here. Owen Miles is going to lead them into turn number 1. Derek Alexander, Bradley Ream, Zachary Fitzwater, Ryder Hunter, Shakur McKenzie, and then off the pace a little bit, Skylar Taylor, part of this group. We'll have to see if the 14 can catch back up. But the leaders all on pit road here. Here's Gutierrez from that number 1 pit stall. And I don't know what's going on with Reggie Fogelman there. He got he must have been spun onto his stall or something. He was in the wrong spot. He just got towed back. But it's going to be 31 of Gutierrez beating everyone out. Can he get Durrani? Durrani's going to race right ahead of him. And the 55 is going to be the first out of this group. The other 7 come down the pit lane now, led by Miles, as we said, and Reggie Fogelman. What a tough break for the guy who was just running in the top 5 as we started this cycle. He is going to be the first guy to really fall out of contention to win this race. I mean, it has been so competitive and so clean. It's been an awesome race so far. We'll have to see what these last 8 laps can produce here. Look at Titan Nicholas in the 34 trying to make a move on the 55 of Ryan Durrani, and they're not even close to full speed yet. Not going to work for him there in the truck assist machine, and Durrani will maintain the lead out of all these guys. The rest of the field of the leaders coming off pit road. Owen Miles, Zachary Fitzwater, Bradley Ream all up here. We'll have to see where they come out in comparison to the 55 of Durrani as they come onto the aprons of turn number 1 and 2. They are so slow compared to what they run here. Titan Nicholas making a move for the provisional lead here on Ryan Durrani. In that 34 car, Angel Gutierrez a little bit behind, and this is going to set some guys back because with the pit stops, we're going to spread out here, and these guys are all going to go flying past everyone but 3 cars. Zachary Fitzwater, Bradley Ream, and Owen Miles are going to cycle up to the front here at Coca-Cola through pit stops. Nicholas is trying as hard as he can to run that thing best for 25, but I think Miles might be able to block him. No, he's going to keep out of the way respectfully, and Titan Nicholas to the lead. 7 to go here at Coca-Cola.
Will say, it was a good strategy call by Miles. He was nowhere throughout the entire second half of this race. He's now up to 2nd, and Nicholas has a huge lead. He is out by at least 10 car lengths at the moment, maybe more, probably more, as Miles has checked up the rest of the field.
Yeah, but they're forming a straight line behind him, and that's going to gain a lot of speed back. I don't think this is over yet. Definitely not so for Titan Nicholas. He needs to be aware of how fast they're catching him because they might just fly right by him and he could lose him easily. Owen Miles fading up. Look at Angel Gutierrez trying to go from pole to win, from green to checkered. Here in this 31 car, he's trying to make a move for 2nd on Owen Miles. They drag race and they catch Titan Nicholas at the same time. Look at how close that is at the line. But Nicholas definitely all in his mirrors right now, trying to keep the 31 behind him.
Very close to that 2nd position, but that's not what matters in this race. We have 6 laps to go. It is currently a 5-car battle. Fitzwater trying to reel him in. Durrani to the inside for the 3rd position. Here comes Bradley Ream. Gutierrez now making moves the race lead on Titan Nicholas. Action going on everywhere in this pack, and it is absolutely insane. right when you thought this race couldn't get any more interesting, here we are.
Angel Gutierrez going to the lead here past Titan Nicholas, Owen Miles, and Durrani, Bradley Ream, Zachary Fitzwater. They're all in it. 5 laps to go here at Coca-Cola and the Coca-Cola 600, and it's going to be 6 guys really with a shot at the win here. I think David Don, Nathan Stapleton, Riley Sampson, Derek Alexander, they're all a little bit too far back. They're just over 1.5 seconds behind the 31 here, and I don't know if you can make that up within 5 laps. These guys are only doing 42 seconds a lap around a 3-mile track. That just shows you how fast it is here, and how good the draft is. So I believe we're going to have 6 guys coming down for this win here. Reggie Fogelman sitting on the pit lane there. Tough break for him. He's now 3 laps down. I don't know if he's going to get back on the track, but up at the front, Angel Gutierrez with Bradley Ream tracking him down. Ream was not up front for very long during this race so far. With 4 to go, he is right in the tire tracks of the 31 and looking to take his 2nd win in a row.
Gutierrez got that large enough gap now. The field will close back in, and that could mean trouble for him. Titan Nicholas back to the inside. Now for the 2nd position, he's going to have help from Durrani. As Bradley Ream with the help from Fitzwater is actually never mind. As Fitzwater sends it to the inside for the 2nd position.
Zachary Fitzwater, the Aussie in his Ford Mustang supercar, trying to get to the front here. Fitzwater won 3 poles out of 8 races possible last season, but never won a race. He's trying to get his first one in the Summer Series. 3 to go. Can he track down Angel Gutierrez, and can Gutierrez keep him behind him? Right now, that answer is no. Here comes Fitzwater in the 5.
Zachary Fitzwater to the race lead, to the delight of all the Aussies. And Angel Gutierrez in 2nd. Bradley Ream making a move, trying to take that position. We have a small split in our lead pack of 6. Durrani trying to close that one back in. 2.5 laps to go, now into turn number 3.
Oh, Ream and Gutierrez go high, and here comes Ryan Durrani for the 3rd spot as Fitzwater continues to pull away. He's got a 5-car length advantage over Gutierrez, but that's going to close back quickly. And 2 laps to go here. Titan Nicholas trying to get past Bradley Ream now. Here comes Owen Miles for the 5th spot. But can any of them get up to the front in the 6 miles we have left here? Angel Gutierrez is trying to. Is it too early for him? We'll have to see. He's trying to get Fitzwater's up the track, but Fitzwater keeping a low profile here and keeping Gutierrez behind him. And here comes Durrani in the 55 now. Titan Nicholas in the 34 going even lower. But it won't be 3 wide. Durrani falls back into line, and that's going to be huge for the 34.
Nicholas looking golden right now. He's going to have a run down the front stretch, coming to 1 lap to go. Angel Gutierrez and Fitzwater, too even of speeds to make it work right now, as we have a small split between the top 4 and 5th and 6th, so that means that the gap is going to be Fitzwater, Gutierrez.
Here comes Titan Nicholas for the 2nd spot. Here's the last lap of the race. The white flag is waved, and Fitzwater might just be a little too early here. Here comes Titan Nicholas and Bradley Ream, the 34 and the 11 on that inside lane, trying to tandem, but here comes the 11. He wants that move for himself, but it's not going to help either of them. Fitzwater keeps it down low. He defends the rest of the field. I thought he was done for at the beginning of this lap, but Zachary Fitzwater is going to come off of turn number 4 in the lead here. Nicholas and Ream right in his tire tracks, but it won't be enough, and Zachary Fitzwater goes to victory lane in the Coca-Cola 600.
What an incredible win here by Fitzwater. Had so many thoughts going on the last lap. I was losing Nicholas's name for a second there. But in the end, Fitzwater will take home the victory here at the Coca-Cola 600 from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway.
And that pit cycle certainly mixed the race up, but I'm so happy we got to see that entire race go under green flag conditions. That was awesome. The average speed from the winner, Zachary Fitzwater, was 241.4 miles an hour. That is just insane. Over 40 laps here at a 3-mile superspeedway. Oh my goodness, we've got a crash here on the cooldown lap. That was Dylan Cunningham and Caleb Rose getting together. I hope the 17 won't get hit by anyone else, but the winner here is Zachary Fitzwater in the 5, and what a drive it was. He was up front for most of that race, and We're going to make sure we export this for sure this time, because we forgot to do that at Daytona. That was my fault. But anyways, Zachary Fitzwater getting it done here by 0.08 of a second over Titan Nicholas in that 34. First, second, and third in points, all finished in the top 3 here at Coca-Cola, and they are making themselves clear championship contenders here early on in the DRL Summer Series season. This is the race 3 of 8 only, so this is huge, trying to pull away an advantage here. But it's Fitzwater, Nicholas Ream, Angel Gutierrez almost got the win, but he was just out front a little too early and was a sitting duck. He'll finish 4th, and Ryan Durrani comes home 5th in that 55 car. Then Owen Miles, David Dawn in the 9, trying to track down the leaders at the end, but he didn't have enough speed with him. Nathan Stapleton, Dylan Matthews breaking into the top 10 at the very late, running in 9th, and Brian Webb rounding out the top 10 here at Coca-Cola. And as we saw, Reggie Fogelman had some kind of issue on the pit lane there. He'll finish 8 laps down. He never really got a chance to go back out, and he'll be dead last for this race because no one else really retired. It was a great race. Everybody ran the full distance except for Fogelman. And in the end, just a few guys who couldn't catch up with the draft, but otherwise, everybody through 20th, through 19th finished within 5 seconds of the winner. And so that will do it here from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. On behalf of Andrew, this has been Logan. Thank you for watching round number 3 at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway here for the DRL Summer Series season. We'll see you next time out for the first ever road course race being done in this series. We will head up to the Finger Lakes region of New York at Watkins Glen International. Can't wait to see you there. Down to the points after round number 3.